The Fever fall in New York 77-98. Obviously, this isn't a surprising outcome. Fever coming off a back-to-back on the road against one of the best teams in the league. Down Clark. Yeah, that was rough. Thanks, Kathy. So the Liberty shot 51% from three. Marine the Wizard had four. Sabrina had three. Overall, as a team, they had 14 on the night. Everybody was getting involved in the 3-point fiesta that was this game. Stewie had a double-double, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. I love Stewie, but dear Lord, did she have to savage us this bad, girl? Come on. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the light before we get into the darkness. We started good. We were hanging with them neck and neck before the legs gave out. Kelsey Mitchell led the charge, 16 points on 45% shooting and 40% from three. Again, she is one of the most reliable scorers on this team, even if she isn't always facilitating other things. Timpson led the team in plus minus tonight with +6 at 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 offensive, and 1 block. She gave us a clear uptick in energy and defensive disruption. She also had the sweet putback, which I was getting hyped for. It was at the end of the game. Game was over, but hey, I still love to see the athleticism. Love to see potential for her future on the Indiana Fever. The double digit club, we had 4 people in double digits. One of them obviously was Kelsey Mitchell, but along with her was Sophie Cunningham, who got the start tonight. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, but 3 turnovers. She shot 25% from 3, going a bit cold on the night. And defensively, she's just had a little bit of a rough outing out there. Some of that's the help defense was, which we'll get into, but some of it is also she's just getting beaten in her matchups. Ari McDonald, 14 points, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 3 turnovers, joining the turnover club. She shot decent compared to the slump she's been in, so that's at least an encouraging sign. She got more minutes tonight, obviously with Clark off the floor. She did her best to fit in and picked up the defense in the second half, so appreciated seeing that from her as the game got long on the tooth. Dantas, 11 points, 33% shooting, going 1 for 6 from 3 though, and she had 5 rebounds, 2 steals to add on to that. Ultimately, Dantas is just, she's that player that if she's hitting, she can spread the floor for you. But otherwise, she kind of is a black hole for the ball where she's just going to shoot the 3, or she's going to get the ball down low and then she's driving or doing that fadeaway. And that is what's happening. There's no other thing that's happening for that offense, which kind of is a liability for this offense because it plays at its best when the ball is moving. Now for the bigs, you notice we're not part of that double digits, which is an oddity. Tosh and AB have been go-to players, the studs for this team, but they got absolutely trashed tonight. AB had 7 points, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. However, she shot 1 for 8 from the field. The interior defense for the Liberty was on one, and she kept driving into it, and they were just rejecting her, blocking her nonstop. She had tried to adjust, and she hit a jumper kind of later in the game and tried to go back to it, but it was a little bit too little too late on the night. Tosh, again, started strong in this game and then found her way to the bench pretty quickly. 16 minutes on the night, but it was well out of hand, and I'm sure that they're resting her as a vet. Colson got a lot of minutes and gave us a goose egg on the night, 2 assists, but also 2 turnovers, joining that turnover club. Hall led the team in rebounds, had 2 assists, 2 steals, and had a nice little bounce back on the shooting form. She did not start tonight, obviously Sophie taking her place, and I understand why if you look at the statistics. Obviously Sophie's been playing well, but I actually think that Sophie is better off the bench and to be that spark plug, and Hull is better just a reliable go-get-'em defender. So I would love to see Hull work her way back into that rotation, but I understand if they're tinkering around for tonight with Clark being out and based on how the players have been performing. We talked about circumstances for the team, but the real issue is that the first half of defense was like absolutely god awful. Like it got better in the second half. It wasn't much better, but it was awful. And yes, it's hard to stop a team that is shooting that well and has 30 assists on the night. But the reason they are shooting so well and have 30 assists is because your help defense is again non-existent tonight. Your transition defense is completely regressing. We're not picking up players and they're shooting wide open threes and draining them on us. Like, this is stuff that we should be able to clean up. And again, on a back-to-back, understanding you might be tired, but like there's core fundamental things with this team that just keep coming back and poking in the eye. You know, it'll be a random night or something like that. And then we get into these scrums with lesser teams. But then when you play a team like this, that's like a top team in the league, they just wash you out. And it could have been worse for the night. We didn't give up 100 points, but it was basically what it felt like to be on the other side of that Wings game, where it's just like, you know, they're just going at you and they're putting up 30+ point quarters and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we didn't win a single quarter of this game. We lost all 4 quarters. So really, ultimately, I think, again, you chalk this up to Clark is injured. You are on a back-to-back. We go next. Rest during the All-Star break. I hope they get great rest. I hope they have fun at All-Stars. I hope everyone gets healthier. Clark right now, as it sounds like, she is day to day, but really I don't expect her to be back for a while. And I hope she isn't back for a while. I hope she has her own evaluations. I hope she has her own, outside of the team, even people to help her make decisions as she goes through this and they think long term. Not that I don't think the Fever and the organization have her best interests. I understand there's probably behind the scenes a clash of Clark also wanting as a competitor to get back into play, and a lot of things going on where they think they have it managed. But the speak from the team and the way this is all playing out is just, let's just be honest, shut her down until she's 200% or don't bring her back. And I hope that for the All-Stars, like they still haven't even been like, we haven't talked about All-Stars and what she's going to do, if she's going to play or not. Screw that. She's not playing at All-Stars. We know she's not playing at All-Stars. There's zero reason why you would ever play her at All-Stars in this situation. Zero. There's no way she's playing at All-Stars. However, I love to see her be an honorary coach. I'd love to see her with Sandy. You know, she's doing a little bit of coaching tonight on the bench. I would love to see her with Sandy coaching up her team in the All-Star break. That would be fun. That would be a cool way to give back to fans. She can still be present and hype people up and do some fun stuff. Throw her on the announcer's desk. Throw her in with the stud buds. Like, there's a lot of things you can do for Clark to be involved and give presence to the fans and still go recover and not actually play in this game. So anyways, with all that said, let me know down in the comments what you would like to see of Caitlin Clark at All-Stars, and if there was any silver lining or awesome moment in this game or performance for you, a nugget in this dark game in New York. And as always, remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.